Hey guys, this video is dedicated to Afro Chibi Chomps. Be sure to go and check him out on YouTube, give him a subscribe, and go watch a few of his videos. Cheers guys. Hello guys. Chris here with a deck profile which I didn't actually think would be all that great. And it's pretty comically named Chrolizian Park. That name was only chosen recently because me and Scott from Illuminative Souls played a game, a specific game mode for Wrath of Course, which we call a speed game. Now, obviously they're not standard formats or anything like that, but basically speed game is where you play at half HP, and then when you start the game you can play on your initial turn, you can play all the terrain cards out of your hand and put them straight into play instead of playing one terrain per turn. And that obviously, combining that with half HP, your games will be massively sped up. Now, what I was not expecting was how extremely aggressive this other deck is, which we've called Chrolizian Park. Obviously it's a pun on Jurassic Park. And, on the screen we have got the deck profile, which I can create and upload, get up on the website, so if anybody wants to try it out, then yes, you can download the deck and play it on Untap for free. Yeah, let's just get straight into the deck. So, what makes this deck so fun? Basically, turn 1 we had a Wonder and about 4 Chrolizians, maybe 5 Chrolizians. The second Scott played any type of powerful unit, these Chrolizians just jumped on top of him, pounced on top of him and flattened his units square. They literally didn't stand a chance. Every turn you were just drawing into Chrolizian after Chrolizian, and they were just getting, you know, the second one died, there was another one there ready to take its place. It's ridiculous. So the core we're running is the core of nature. So this is going to be probably a very common core for speed games, because it says whenever a terrain is put into play you can charge this core. Now that's obviously your terrains and your opponent's terrains, so your core is going to be very effective start of the game, especially on turns 1 and 2, because you can just play all of your terrain cards out your hand, which will give it multiple charges at once. But then late game it can get a bit slow, so unless your opponent's trying to play some kind of removal where you can replay terrain cards, then this core is going to be effective at the start and charge extremely quickly. It's going to give you Chrolizians a really powerful attack boost, because every time you utilise it they gain 300 attack power. So yeah, very easy to charge, and it's very effective and it's very powerful. So moving on to the terrain cards initially, we're going to be playing basically the top 3 tier special terrains. You've got 2 copies of Gem Cave, which basically you can generate one of any colour. 1 copy of Secret Garden, yep. So you've got, this can generate one of any colour. However, you cannot play relics or weapons. We're not really asked about them, because we don't have, I don't think we've got any relic or weapons in this deck. And then the unit on this deck loses 100 attack but gains 100 HP. We can live with that, I think. Elemental Playing Fields, so you play this card, at the start of your next turn you choose a colour, it generates that colour. Start your next turn, if you change the colour then you lose 500 HP. So it's good to get into play and set a specific colour for this terrain to generate at the start of every turn. However, if you're desperate and you really need a colour, then you can sacrifice 500 health and change the colour of that terrain. Then we've got 2 of the split terrains. You've got 2 copies of Botanical Gardens, what can generate a blue or a green, and then 2 copies of Isolated Village, what can charge either a white or a blue. Pretty simple terrain cards really. And then we've got 2 copies of Cliffs of Haran, which is a buffing terrain. Green units on this terrain gain 100 health and cannot be targeted by enemy wonder effects. So this is good if you're playing, if your opponent just happens to have their wonder out, you know, you can put that little umbrella, the shield, around your Chrolizians. And 1 copy of Sky Castle. Now this does not generate a element, but it gives your units on this stack a 100 attack and a 100 HP boost. So because Chrolizians aren't pretty weak initially, you can make them that little bit stronger. You never know when 100 HP is just going to save it from like a burn spell or something like that. 2 wonders. If you get this wonder in your opening hand, my days, this deck is absolutely hazardous. 2 copies of Chrolizian Hive. It costs 2 green, 2 blue. All of your Chrolizians cost 1 less to play. The vast majority of these Chrolizians, in fact Chrolizians throughout the entirety of the game, mostly cost 1 or 2. It's quite rare you get anything above 2. So this will obviously boost out the number of Chrolizians you can play. A lot of GVE Chrolizians only cost 1 anyway, so you'll be playing them for free, judging you've got the terrain to place them upon. We've got 2 action cards, so 1 action card and a battle card. One is Chrolizian Spiritfast, artwork from TCG Art and other random things. This is an old GVE card, rebordered. Basically you can return any number of Chrolizians from your consume pile back into play. So let's say for example you've had a really good start, you've got your opponent down to several hundred HP, and then if this deck does start to flake away, you can play a copy of Chrolizian Spiritfast and just stock up on your terrain card, just play any Chrolizians from your discard pile, just back straight into play. There's a nice powerful Chrolizian in here actually, which is the golden Chrolizian. Obviously if you've lost any of them you can pull that back into play. Yeah. Then you've got 1 copy of Icy Encasement. Now this is very good early game. It's a battle card, so you can play it. Obviously you've got to play during the battle phase, before or after the roll of a dice. Obviously, because it's got something to do with negation, you want to be playing it after the dice roll, but before the damage gets divided down. Any 1 unit has 0 attack this battle. Your opponent just happens to be attacking with, I don't know, Noble Knight or something like that, which is quite a tank, quite a high attack powered card. You wait until he has rolled his die, then you play this card just after that roll, or just after all the dice have been rolled, and then you can negate that down to 0. Because that Noble Knight has entered battle, he will deal 0 damage, but your units can still damage him, because he's technically still classed as in battle. So again, this is one of them moments where you can just negate an opponent card's attack power and your Chrolizians will just jump on top of them, pounce them, rip them to shreds and stuff like that. It's absolutely a menace. Then we're moving into the units. Now this is more of a support card, funnily enough it's not Chrolizian, but 2 copies of Butterfly of Promise. This is more so something to help your terrains out, just in case you are struggling for like a 5th coloured element. Yes, this is a 5 colour deck. You can plug this into play next turn, destroy it, and then you get to generate an element of any 1 colour. So you're struggling for red, there you go, you've got it. Now we're moving on to the main part of the deck, the Chrolizians. You've got 2 copies of Mist Chrolizian. Destroy it, any 1 unit of your choice is unable to defend. So again, let's see your opponent's hanging in for balance, hanging on for dear life. You can just sacrifice this Mist Chrolizian, send him to your discard pile. That unit, we've got a tanky unit, we're just unable to defend. You can just go all out with your rest of your Chrolizians and attack. And obviously if you play Chrolizian Spiritfast, you can get this card back into play again, ready for another assault. 2 copies of Toxic Chrolizian, 4/4 unit. 2 copies of Two-Tone Chrolizian. You get to basically every turn you get to discard a card and then recover 100 health to the core, just in case you need that little bit of health regeneration. 2 copies of Swamp Chrolizian, so if you destroy this, you can generate a blue element. Cool thing about this is because you're playing a lot of like multicolour generating terrain cards, you can use one of them, for example Gem Cave, to create a blue element, play the Swamp Chrolizian at the start of your next turn, change the blue element into a red element if you really needed it, but then you can still sacrifice the Swamp Chrolizian because you've now got that blue card out. You know, sacrifice the Swamp Chrolizian, you've got your blue and your red. Easy. Strong Chrolizian. This is more powerful than I thought. It's a 1 cost, 3/4 unit. Pretty powerful. Usually 1 cost is 200. This is already plus 100, plus 200. And when you destroy it, you get to give another unit in play plus 200 attack power. So, yeah, it's a powerful unit. It's, especially to get it out on turn 1, your opponent's going to struggle straight away. Timid Chrolizian. Okay, so this isn't exactly an offensive card, it's more of a defensive one. 1 cost, 0 attack, but it's got 400 HP. You can choose to destroy it, and then you get to prevent the next 400 damage that will be dealt to your core this turn. So obviously you're going to be playing it when your opponent attacks, just in case you need that little bit of a shield. Winged Chrolizian. This is a new one for DVD. Costs probably the second most expensive card we've got in the game. It's 2 green, 2 blue, so it's pretty much the same cost as Chrolizian Hive, is it? Yeah, so exactly the same cost as Chrolizian Hive. It's a 5/5 unit. Now the cool thing about this, it's got the ambush ability, so you can play this unit as though it was a battle card. Your opponent declares attackers, you declare blockers, you pay 2 green, 2 blue. This unit drops straight into play, straight to defend. Or if you wanted to attack, you can do it when you attack as well. Opponent declares no blockers, chuck it in, get it straight into play, 500 damage straight away. 2 copies of Woodland Chrolizian. This is like the Swamp Chrolizian, but it generates green. 2 copies of Belching Chrolizian, which is whenever this unit defends, or another Chrolizian in play gets 100 HP during the battle. This is your big one, your Golden Chrolizian. You've got 2 golden boys. This costs 1 of every colour. I really do need to update the border on this one. This is the old school GVE border. So it's a 5/5 unit, so it is quite expensive for what it is, but it's got a static ability what gives all of your Chrolizians a 100 attack boost, or your other Chrolizians should I say. So that makes, you know, when you've got another 5 in play, attacking, just continuously attacking, that's an extra 500 damage per turn. Yeah, your opponent really wouldn't want that. Then you've got Grassland Chrolizian, pretty standard 3/3 unit. Scavenger Chrolizian, 4/4 unit for 2 cost of 2. Nice stats, and you get to destroy it to draw a card, just in case you really need, if you really need that card draw. 2 copies of Crystalline Chrolizian, starting to get a bit slurry tongues now. It's a 3/4 unit for free. If you destroy it, you get to generate 1 element of any colour. Then you can search your deck for another Chrolizian unit, reveal it, shuffle your deck, and put it into your hand. So if you're struggling to find your Golden Chrolizian, then you can, you know, there's another 1 in 25 chance that you're going to be pulling the Crystalline Chrolizian, what can help you search for that Golden Chrolizian. Then you've got 2 copies of Aero Chrolizian. Again, it's like the Woodland and the Swamp Chrolizian. This generates the white element, which will obviously ease the pressure of your gem caves. And then the last card, it's not exactly a Chrolizian card, but it does kind of fit the theme into the deck, and it's also a massive monster as well. 1 copy of Emerald Worm. Wow. For the cost of it, it's 4 elements, it's a 500-600 unit. You can get this out very early on if you're lucky. It's 6 roll saves. You can have this unit deal its total attack damage directly to the enemy core. This is basically like the old Fawn Elemental from Magic the Gathering, if you remember that little bugger. You attack, you roll a 6. If your opponent is defending, then that damage can just flow straight past your opponent's units and then go straight to the enemy core. Get an attack buff on your core with this, there's 800 attack power. Sacrifice Strong Chrolizian, this will be 1100 attack power. What else can we have? If it's on a Sky Castle, you get another one that's 1200 damage. You can kind of see where this is going now. You roll a 6 on that, your opponents can be losing the potential at least over 1000 damage in a turn. Which, when you're playing half HP, that's going to be about a quarter of your health. So yeah. And that's basically the deck list. So it's a very, very effective deck. Definitely download it and give it a shot, especially on speed mode. So just to reiterate, speed mode is half HP. Obviously, if you shouldn't end up with an odd number. If you've got an even core HP, you just give it round it up to the next nearest 100, and then half that HP. And you can play as many turns as you want on each of your turns. So it's extremely effective. It's extremely fun. Obviously, me and Scott had a barrel of laughs playing this because the second he got a unit out into play, these Chrolizians just pounced on top of it, just ripped it to shreds, and then obviously that was game. Matter of turns, no more than 10 turns, the game was over. Okay guys, yeah, so let me know what you think of this deck profile. If you ever want a game on Untap, just be sure to give me or anybody else who knows how to play the game a shout. There's been quite a lot of popular HTCG creators playing this as well, such as Skyscape and Rune TCG, Ether Games, Illumiscent Souls. There's been a few other people who don't have games as well who have been playing, so it's really nice to see people starting to play the game on Untap. If you've not already joined the Discord server, be sure to join the Discord server. If you want a Discord link, by all means, I can get you a link. And obviously, if you're interested in tournaments and stuff like that, yeah, just give me a shout and we can see what we can try and organise. So yeah, guys, that's this video anyway. It's only 10-15 minutes long, so thanks a lot for watching, and I shall see you in my next video.